Welcome to episode 77 of the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lo.
Kaylia.
Stephanie.
And this week's episode is a Q&A and also our updates. We're back to like a regular episode.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
It almost feels like, as heading into the holidays, like it would be like off now, but our schedules were more off for show season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's jump into some updates.
I am 1 week and a little bit post-shows.
Shows.
Postseason.
Show run.
But just getting into reverse, and I have a call with Jamie next week to kind of, I wrote down a list of things I kind of wanted to go over with her, but just to kind of get feedback as an athlete, I thought, from preps and see what she thinks I could work on, what could I be better at during prep, after prep, off-season goals. Obviously, the judges said, like I said last week, to decrease training and to work more on like mobility and posing. But I just want to see, now that she's had some time to think about it, like what part of the judges' feedback we're going to actually implement, or how we're going to implement it, I guess is a better way to say it. And then just kind of what we were planning for next year.
I want to know what you're planning for next year.
I know, so do I. The only thing I have is a family vacation in the middle of May, and so I'm hoping that we could do like pre-shows and post-shows and kind of.
You
see how
always
things
have
go.
some big trip right in the middle of
in the
prep.
middle of prep. I know.
I think you've gone like out of the country every year.
I know.
Right in prep.
I know. And this year it's more family oriented, because we do a family one every 2 years, and then Zach and I usually try to do one the year that we're not. So yeah, pretty much every year. pretty much. But my mom's
learned
turning.
to handle it so well.
Yeah, and it's a weird part of the world where I have never really thought to eat their food. Sweden and Norway.
Oh, fun.
Well, you don't think of food.
But I don't think of food. Like, what is Swedish food?
Yeah, what is it?
Swedish meatballs.
Fish. That's all
Swedish
I think about.
fish, the red fish.
So many red fish.
Red candies.
That's all I can think about.
We had a Swedish foreign exchange student.
Yeah?
For a while, yeah, and she'd cook stuff for us. But it was always kind of like classic dishes, so it'd be like the Swedish meatballs and gravy and things like that.
Okay.
But I doubt you like eat that at every restaurant.
Yeah, so I'm like, I feel like I could prep. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It'd
we'll
still be
see.
the good European food, right?
Yeah. And it's just to celebrate my mom's 60th birthday.
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like, you said you had I wanted to back up for a sec, because you said you have a call with Jamie and you want to like, you have a list of questions for her, but it sounds like to me, are those list of questions like, they're not just like, what about my physique and posing, but you're asking more like as me as an athlete. And I wanted to like call that out, because I think that's really important. You're not just like, okay, it's not always like physique, like what you do on stage improvements. Like you guys have those, but you're also asking like, how could I show up better as an athlete? Right. Like,
yeah.
And I think
that's, she's met me. We've gone through 3 preps. Like, I kind of want to know, like, what could I do to, one, make your job easier?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there anything like in my check-ins that you were like, oh, this girl again doing this again? I don't know. But like, we're in a less emotional place. And so I can take the feedback. Right.
Yeah.
And then just, one thing that I did notice that I think she'll bring up is in her stuff, she always says it's a 10 a.m. deadline. And I thought it was 10 a.m. where she is, like PST, right? Because it's 10 a.m. EST. So I've been late for like weeks. Because I've been like 10 before 11 a.m., but it's actually
For what?
For check-in like deadline.
Wait, when do you
It's
turn it
10
in?
a.m. EST. I do it usually when I get to work, because I've done everything, and so it's usually like 9ish, 8:30, something like that. But I've taken my check-ins at like 6. I just don't like to sit down.
Yeah, you're like waiting until you get settled to.
Yeah, and I don't like looking at my check-ins right after I take check-ins. It's just like a me thing.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think. I didn't know there was a deadline.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I like.
Drew says it's 10 a.m. PST.
Is it? Okay, maybe it is, because in her most recent one, I just
Because
freaked out a little bit.
Here's what's weird. So in Arizona, their time zones work
Doesn't change.
Yeah. So sometimes they're on the same mountain time as us, and sometimes when our time changes, theirs doesn't. Arizona doesn't change. So sometimes they're an hour behind us, and sometimes they're our same time zone. And so Drew says 10 a.m. PST.
Oh, okay.
I think
you're probably doing it right.
I've
talked to her about how she always talks about how lucky she is living on the Pacific time zone, because then everybody gets all their stuff in earlier because they're on Eastern time, and by the time she's awake, she's already got a whole
Yeah.
a whole bunch of check-ins.
I'm not gonna give her feedback to give me. I'm just I'll just
I'll let her do that.
Wait to see what she says. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
see.
I just like that. I just wanted to point that out for like
Yeah.
people that are listening. Like that is something like we get to a point, or I think it's just good in general to like self-assess and like want to know how you can show up better as an athlete.
I love that.
And how to work with your coach better. Because
Yeah.
it is a partnership, like to be successful and to get to that successful end result. And so yeah, I just want to point that out because I like that. I don't think we hear that enough. I don't think we hear people talk about that. And so yeah, I think it's an important thing.
Because yeah, you're right. Like after a show, it's everybody always just wants to know the physique feedback, and it's not, and like,
What's my training plan? What's my food? What's my,
but like as a coach athlete like relationship, there's like so much more to everything that goes into it. However, that's funny because that's what you want to know more, and it's it's not funny, but it is funny because it's like
It's so her.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's so you, because I feel like you do above and beyond what a lot of athletes do. Like you have a lot of behind the scenes effort that you put into things like your mobility, your body work, all your specialists and gadgets and tools
things.
and organization. Like you do go above and beyond, but that's why it makes sense that you would ask that too, because those are things that you care about. You care about the extra mile behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just anything to make because there's so much that goes into the prep that I'm like, now that I'm like, have nothing going on, if there's anything that I could add to make it more seamless, because you've worked, she's worked with amazing Olympians, like fourth in the world. And like, so is there anything that I'm not doing that you think I could add? And like, so
I love a post-show FaceTime with her.
Yes.
I had a couple of those this last season, and they just like, where I was having doubts or like kind of like feeling almost like scattered after a show, because it's like a huge up and then down.
Yeah.
The call helps so much. So I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
that's so perfect that you have that schedule.
Yeah. And I also want to think back. I haven't done a lot of thinking on it, but I also wanted to think back on like coaching, and if there was anything that I had questions on, like, why did we do this, or what was this, or could we do this differently this time? What I'm also hoping to ask her too is if we do maintain closer-ish to, and not have to do, I guess, as long as of a prep as we did last time, if I could try different peaking strategies too within that time and see. But I don't know if I'll have enough time to make that a thing. But that was one thing I kind of wanted to look at, because I think we got close on that third one, but I still think she's slightly learning my body to bring me in that flatter kind of.
Yeah.
So might be cool if we can.
Yeah, I mean, depends on, because you have a short period of time, so I'm wondering if she's going to want you to be able to almost give your body a break versus like trying to peak.
Again, yeah, I don't know. That's one of my questions.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what she says, because it's always cool to like learn how like different strategies work.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really cool.
I'm excited. My little nerd self is like, oh, what are we doing?
How are you feeling reversing so far?
It's okay. So far, I have been probably, I would say, 85% on it. What's been good is when Zach's been like, oh, let's go get this. He's actually admitted that he's been the bad one, because he's like, okay, I'm being bad again. I'm like, yes, you are, because I'm like, can you not? There's nothing in this house, and he's like, well, let's go get it. And it's fun because it is things that he wants me to try that I haven't tried with him. Like there's a new churro place.
Yep, it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Have you got?
Oh,
she
guys,
sent us a picture of it.
It's the great. It is the greatest churro I've ever eaten in my life. I'm not
Really?
kidding
And
you.
you're a picky churro
I
person.
love me my churros, and it's really, and Ronnie likes food, but he doesn't get excited about food. Ronnie was like, this is like, he was excited
this episode, because I was like, man, it's fine.
Like Ronnie keeps talking about it to go back, and I'm
Really?
like, no, like we're not going, like no.
You're like, I won't be able to control myself.
Yeah, I can't. Now that I know what that tastes like we are not going back.
So it's just been little like bites of things. But what's been good is like in past reps I've eaten like all of it, or like like let me have my own. But I've had like bites of his and things like that. So I think so far it's been okay, but I just want to know kind of what we're doing, because if I do want to take a break, like I was telling you guys, For me, off season is a lot about the mental break more than like the, I don't know, growing or anything. Like my feedback has never been hugely about growing. And so for me, it's always been more of the mental break of like either not tracking as much, staying away from the scale, or just taking time to be happy with where I'm at. And that is kind of what I'm hoping can be my main focus, because I found, like I was telling you guys, this year, when I reflect on it, there hasn't been a lot of time that I've been really happy with my body. And I don't mean in the way that I've been, had this huge negative body image, but just more that I've always been chasing something. Like, let's say I made it to, 135 pounds. It's always been like, okay, like we've got to keep cutting so we can get down to like 133 and then down to whatever. So I've never just like been like, oh, I'm so happy with this. So I really want, if I'm doing a shorter reverse, to just be happy with how I look and how I feel and how I'm like, take all of that and like all the positives of being in like a reverse or like a more in my maintenance phase of like energy and sleeping well and, doing more fun activities and just, eating well in my diet, but having the fun foods, but not waking up the next day feeling like crap kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of liking that. So I'm hoping that we're kind of on the same page. I might do my next update and be like, never mind. I'm not doing any of that.
All that stuff I said.
Yeah. But that's what I'm hoping. Because I think it would be nice. Yeah.
I like that. I like you kind of saying that is like the first time I've ever thought about it in that way. I've never thought about like, oh, we always have been chasing like something. And like, right, as you're talking, I literally was thinking about me and how like I am always chasing growing. Like that is my thing. And so, and I can't, and like a lot of times, like I just ran into a girl recently at the gym and she was just like, I just have to tell you, I would like, you look amazing. Like gave me compliments, right? How I looked. And she's like, your glutes. And the first thing I said was just like, oh, I know, but they need to be, it was the negative. It was like, thank you, but like they're not good enough. Yeah. And I have a hard time appreciating like, whoa, wait, what have I grown? Like, and like we do have great bodies. Like, and we never like are satisfied with it because we're always chasing. And so this is the first time I ever thought about it that way. And now I'm like over here, like, oh God, my mental spiral. I was like,
but it's a good thing to think.
It's a good thing to realize and think. And like, sorry, not to take away from your, like, I'm just like, I like this because like I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's kind of is a deadline where I need to make a decision if I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do with this next year, and it's based on how much have I grown. Is it worth it to prep again and try again? And this kind of puts a different perspective on it of like, like I can appreciate where I'm at, and if I don't reach that deadline, it's fine. I just have to like appreciate, like, I don't know, where we're at. And
I sometimes feel like in off season I want to switch brains. This doesn't sound so silly, but I want to switch brains with like a non-bodybuilder.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like, because I want to see myself and see my body from their eyes
view,
and not
their
from
lens,
my eyes. Because that's what set me off, is that I got a compliment. It was like, oh, you look really good. And all I've been thinking is how I feel because I had a bite of pizza. And I'm like, that's crazy.
They would have no idea. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For them to compliment you and be like, oh, you look so good. And I'm like, I can't see it.
I can't even comprehend. Yeah. I
can't. After all that work, like I have to be able to appreciate it at some point. Like if not now, then when?
Yeah. I've actually had to think about this a lot lately. Yeah. Almost the exact same thing, because I have year after year after year always been so proud. It's like a badge of honor that like all of my improvement seasons have been so focused on like the goal of growing or executing feedback. Like I need more upper glutes, or I need more shoulders, or like it's like always push every single improvement season. And so it's like has this reason to stay on track and like like I can't miss a workout. We go to holidays and we plan where the next gym is, and it's like this like always every season has been like focused for the goal. Like you can't miss that workout. Think about getting to the Olympia. Can't miss that workout. Think about getting your pro card. Like for years. And now going into this life season, I'm trying to, I said last time Jamie and I are going to do a new training plan. Well, she introduced me to their new trainer that they're bringing on. And I got the questionnaire today, and it was like, so what are your fitness goals? And I'm like, to be happy with the way I look, just feeling fit. and not executing judges' feedback. And I was like, that is just such a weird concept because I've spent like 9 years chasing every single season. Because in prep, you're like cutting and looking, trying to look stage ready. In improvement season, you're trying to maximize every workout and not miss anything. And so it's like, now it's kind of like, what
and
are
it's new and it's foreign
to be happy, like not pushing for something?
Yeah. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know,
It's awkward. It's just, it's, yeah.
So I'm hoping to like dip my toe in it so that next year.
Let us know how it.
Yeah.
It's like setting yourself up for success. Like you've even talked about with like reversing. It's like learning that, reframing how you look at food so that when you do transition into a more intuitive time in your life, you have a better mindset. You've already reframed how you think about it and you built the practices already. It's the same thing on like maybe your body image. You're reframing how you look at your body, not in prep.
Yeah. Because I realized that when I look in the mirror, I'm like happier with how I look. Like I'm almost surprised with how good I feel when I look at myself. And then when I look at the scale, I haven't weighed myself yet, but I know that if it doesn't say, like I already have an idea of what I think it should say. And if it doesn't say that, then I'm like, oh, it's going to put this negative, like, and I just don't know that I really want to know.
It's going to taint the positive thoughts you had about yourself.
Exactly. And if it's something I'm working on, then why would I have that negativity? When I first started the reverse, I thought I wanted to be like as perfect as possible to like impress Jamie and all that. But then I realized like after competing, like, who is Jamie? Like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be that same relationship in that way. It's going to be the relationship that I have with myself. And so like, if I can take the time to foster the relationship with myself more when I'm in off season instead of, you know, when I'm kind of not paying attention to it at all during prep, I think it's important to do if I can nurture it a little bit.
And that's the part of that mental break too, is kind of like, it's like we're so 100% on in prep because it's what it takes, you know, to be so successful that like when you have the time to not be so driven, it prevents you burning out from
fill the tank.
Yeah. Well, then when you go back to being so rigid and strict and on point for prep, like you're not burnt out from being that way year round.
Exactly. But I don't want anyone to take this like eat all the things so that you can, you know, do the deficit in prep. It's not that. It's like kind of being self-aware of what parts of off season truly give you that joy, or the parts of the relationships that you have to work on, whether it's a relationship with yourself, relationship with, you know, family members or friends, that kind of thing, but just kind of doing like a self-evaluation. Yeah. That's kind of helped. So it's been a good thoughtful week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that because it's like I feel like the expected updates after a show is just about the reverse or just about like your new training or non-training plan.
Yeah.
But I like the way you're thinking about it and thinking about how you're approaching the season versus just the actual plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like how you're approaching the plan.
Approaching the plan.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Let's see. So this week was interesting because I've been very dedicated to like, okay, I'm going to give my full 8 weeks post show of reverse diet with Jamie. And I had family in town and I was like, okay, I have my flex calories and I have a lot of macros. And she said I could save some macros throughout the day and kind of track later. So I had full intention of doing that. And then I was like kind of in my head, semi-tracking, kind of filled some stuff in. And I was kind of intuitive for those 3 days. But like I was very aware of the food choices I was making, very aware of how much I did and didn't eat earlier in the day, ate around my workouts. And then when I was at the family events and like a wedding and a Friendsgiving, I made food choices that I felt were better for not disrupting my digestion, not throwing me way off. Because it's like you can choose things. Like I chose more of the high protein type dishes versus like the desserts. Or instead of snacking on a ton of chips, I like waited and I had like, you know, turkey or chicken and Brussels sprouts and asparagus and sweet potatoes and like things I really enjoy and like things I actually normally eat anyway. They're just kind of usually fixed with a few more ingredients or cooked a little bit better than the clean way I cook at home. But I was pleasantly surprised with how well my body responded. I think I was mentally preparing myself for some huge weight spike or some sort of repercussion and being off plan. But I did really well, and my weight's the same or almost just under last week's check-in. So the world didn't fall apart because I ate normal food. I still went to my workouts, still got my steps in. I mean, I'm at like 9,000 steps. So it's like easy when you're doing a bunch of events and things too. But it was interesting to mentally navigate that because because it's like I don't want to feel like I'm failing like my commitment to like my reverse. I want to be proud of like making good food choices and my body responding well. But I don't know. So it's like a hard thing to process, even though it's like overall good results. So I'm actually less worried heading into Thanksgiving because I only have like one day where I'm actually have an event of just Thanksgiving versus like a big family dinner and then another family dinner and then a wedding and then Friendsgiving, and then it was like a lot in one weekend. So I think next week's going to be even easier. But I think I kind of wanted to bring up the fact that I like chose to eat that way because I think a lot of people are heading into holidays with Thanksgiving and Christmas parties and other holiday parties and stuff. And it's just good to know that like you're not going to completely derail yourself by eating not your meal plan or tracking down to the gram, but there's ways to enjoy bites of things that you like without going overboard or saying like, oh, well, I went to the party, so I had to have the cookies. Like, you don't have to, but you can definitely like have a bite of like the person you came there with, like, or break off a piece. And you can definitely taste things, enjoy things, take bites of things. And
what do you think helps you with, I know one thing that helps me when I approach that situation, but what do you think is kind of like a key thing that you did, I guess, before?
I made sure that like, cause I knew all these events were in the evening, that like I actually ate a really good high protein breakfast and still did my workout. That helps me because I just feel like more of my day is on track. And then when I'm at the event, I feel like I'm not restricting myself from eating. I'm just choosing to eat more like a meal versus grazing or indulging, if that makes sense.
No, that's fair.
So like I still like make a meal like I would at home, but I'm like looking at the things, okay, there's I'm having majority protein, I'm including some good veggies that will help me feel full, and then I'm having a few bites of the things that like I would like to taste.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And that adds up to my extra carbs and fats.
I usually do skip the like pasta or rice or whatever thing if I want to have them.
My carbs are so high. When there was something like there was a dish that was like a paella that was a rice dish, I was like, I'm gonna have a big scoop of rice. That's my carbs.
Nice.
But I'm gonna have that instead of like they had like some sort of other like dish that had a bunch of gravy and stuff in it. So I chose like the rice dish over it. So I felt like I was making the cleaner choice, but still being able to fuel my body with like I regularly eat a rice dish.
Yeah.
This one just has a little bit more seasoning than my white rice at home.
One other thing I do is drinking a lot of water before I get to the event. Sometimes this helps.
That helps. Or like I always like to order or get like a Diet Coke or something carbonated or something.
That's what I
That helps so much. Oh, another thing I did. We were at the Friendsgiving and someone made a pot of decaf coffee.
Coffee
for dessert
is
order a decaf coffee for dessert.
Yes,
it is sweet. It is warm.
You can sip on it, so it like that is a hack that I do.
Tea.
But even
it's
tea,
the same thing. It's the same thing. Like a nice hot drink at the
you can't
end.
gulp it, and you just
I like
sip.
that.
You can't gulp it
gulp it
because I'm a gulper. I will suck down
Yep.
if I'm at a part. I mean, but I'll like fill this with flavored water. I'll drink that and like, but the coffee and tea thing.
And if you're sipping, it's a repetitive thing you're doing and putting in your mouth than instead of snacking and grabbing.
Yeah.
But you're still like
because you feel like you're snacking and grabbing, but you're just sipping.
And it still gives you that little block of time to make, because I feel like it's the time.
Yes.
There's like if you create enough time between eating, it's easier to like almost have more mental clarity and to choose differently than just like continuing, at least for me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
If you're keeping yourself busy in some way. Yes. Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I like making it like a meal, like the majority of my food at like the meal, because then I can see and gauge how much I was eating, because I have like my one plate that I made, and I'm like, I'm accepting that I'm eating this much food.
Yeah, I think
because
it
when you're
helps
grazing, you don't know how many
Yeah.
you had, you don't know how much. Then you feel like, well, shit, did I overeat this?
Yeah, you
Did I
should-
go crazy?
The guilt comes in
And you don't know how much you ate.
yeah.
But if you can like,
Pict-
you've eyeballed enough meals in your life, or you've measured out enough meals that you know what a plate of a normal meal looks like, build your plate, and then you can take 2 hours to eat your plate, or you can take 5 minutes of your plate. It's up to you, however you like to eat, but like, what's on your plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that helped me a lot, because that's why I felt comfortable having like a big scoop of rice, because I know in my dinner meal, I eat a big, huge scoop of rice every night. So it's like I did a little less than like I would do over just white rice, but like I was like, I need to have that. That's my carbs. That's my fuel. And it felt good. And I felt like I could eat the whole thing, because I didn't have to be like, oh, just a bite, just a bite, just a bite. And then probably ate more than I would have.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it felt satisfying to eat a plate of food.
And to eat with everyone too, and not be like, a hermit.
And also, I'm just trying to transition into a less, like when I'm with family, just like not
Relax.
bringing my own food. I can, they wouldn't care. I mean, I'm
just
eating,
like strict.
but it's just, it just felt good to not have to. So
Yay. I'm glad. I'm glad you got that experience and that
I
it,
like that.
yeah.
it was interesting, but I wanted to I felt like it was perfect time to talk about it with so
It
much
is.
holidays coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess my advice for people out there is kind of judge where you are in your control with food, and kind of lean into some of the tips and tricks that people put out there and what we've just talked about.
Identifying your anxiety. Like, what are you actually specifically anxious about? Like, not just the party, but like specifically. I feel like it makes it easier to kind of solve.
Yeah, and like maybe pick and choose. Maybe if you have 2 events, pick one that you're going to enjoy food at, because it's going to be an easier or better meal, and then one that you don't, because it'll be that one's maybe has people that are more understanding with you bringing your own meal. So kind of like pick and choose. It's like one or the other, not just free for all. Yeah, like one of the nights we went to a restaurant and I ordered a side of steamed rice and a side of chicken and a cucumber salad. And then I took 1 scoop of Anthony's curry and put it on top, and it flavored my whole bowl. I didn't need to order the curry.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was so good. And it was like, I was like, this is the cleanest dinner. Everyone's eating like burgers and fries and stuff, and I felt so good, and it was delicious.
I like those moments when you're like, oh, like, I don't know. To
I was
me,
full.
It teaches me that like I don't need, and like I'm usually like with some like Ronnie or something where like if I want a bite of a couple fries, I'm like, okay, I can have a couple fries, 1 bite of his burger, and then I eat my meal, and then I end up being like, oh, that was really good, and mentally I feel good, physically I feel good, and then I'm just like satisfied. Like I got my little couple bites, but then I ate my whole meal. I don't know. I like that. I've learned. I didn't know I wasn't always like that, and I've learned that makes me happy. I do get to still enjoy everything, the company, the experience, sitting down with everyone, not bringing my own food, but making smarter. For me, my version of smarter choices of food, and then a couple of dabbles, and then like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes me
Because
feel
usually
good.
I don't even really want, like, there's not, for me at least, there's not a whole meal that I really am like, oh my gosh, I need to have this.
Or have
Or
all
you need
of
the
that.
all of it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't need. I know.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat a whole burger. I usually just want like a bite. Like just I don't know. Or honestly, half the time I don't even have that. But like, yeah, there's usually not a meal
That's
where
not a
like you
huge
need the
thing.
whole thing. I am definitely not like a bite person.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like where like just give me a bite and I'm satisfied. Now.
There's too much anxiety for me to make one choice. I want everything. A
Yeah.
little bit of
Same.
everything.
Can
That's same.
all menus have
That's
sampler
same.
plates?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sampler platters. Sampler
But not the samplers of all the fried appetizers. I want like a sampler of your
the
entrees.
entrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Let's
want
go
one
into
bite of the
business. Right? And it's gonna
salmon,
be
one
called the
bite of the
sampler.
steak,
Yes.
one bite of.
I'm good with it.
I know. I
don't
love that.
Or
Sampler.
it's like a sampler restaurant, and you have like a list,
Yes.
of things, and you get to choose your own 5 for your own
People would
Sampler
call this a
boards.
buffet, but
No boards. No, not buffet. No, classier
it
than
really
a classy.
is.
No, it's not.
I'm
Stop.
like thinking about all these on
Stop. You make it
so
classy, and they're
true.
like boards, like charcuterie
People are
boards.
like, they have that.
I know people are
Sounds
watching like,
No,
I think we're so
no,
smart.
you make it like classy, like little charcuterie boards, but they're like sampler boards.
Yeah,
like,
of like nice real ones.
yes,
You just get someone to go to the buffet, create
correct. Yes.
Wow. Just like,
Bring it
yeah,
to-
like just go to the buffet and like instead of plates, they have like boards for you.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Still like Haley, you see it, just a curtain.
Yes, just
It's classy. It's funny.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. We're all like dreaming of this restaurant and stuff like they have that.
they have that already, and it's actually cheaper, more cost effective, and like that's why they're successful. Your idea would fail. Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was
Oh
like, how would they
God.
do that in the back?
I know. It's like, maybe I should have made that an inside thought. Like you guys think.
We're
all
I'm glad
excited
you
about
said
the-
it,
Right?
so that like our listeners weren't like, oh my god, they're so dumb.
yeah, that's true. Bringing us back to reality here.
Someone had to say it.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh gosh.
That's
always has
so
something about
funny.
food. But
It is.
yeah, oh, that's my main update. Besides getting a new training plan, but it's from
Coming?
a new trainer, I guess.
Oh,
We'll see.
interesting.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, keep us updated on that. You're still waiting on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just filled out the form today.
Nice.
So.
Yay.
Your turn.
My turn.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
have
what
I
are
been
your
up to?
updates?
Mine are like a little bit opposite. I'm gonna admit what I did this week.
Yeah, you should.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I don't have much. I'm just, training and eating. Training's been really good. Qs are going great. My strength is up. So we've been able to like actually really increase my weights on a couple of the main lifts like hip thrusts and RDLs, but still keeping form. And so that's been good. We've been sore. But yeah, food. So my weight went up like a few pounds and and I'm dealing with like, we're trying to regulate my cycle too. So like there's my my period and stuff, and like that's still not perfect. And it's progress, but it's not perfect. So I'm like constantly dealing with like my cycle every 2 weeks or something. But the way my body is like before I have a cycle, I experience all the period symptoms the week before. I'm sure a lot of women are like that. I know some women experience them during, but like I experience them the week before. And so like this week, my weight went up last week and that kind of mentally got to me. But the reason the weight went up is it clearly has to just be water. And so like, and then dealing with my cycle stuff. So like with my cycle stuff, I deal with like, it disrupts my digestive system. I get like bloated. I don't really get crampy. I just get like bloated and digestive system stuff. And then I just feel like, I just feel watery and like puffy. Like that's just how I have felt, like just puffy. And like, and so that happened this week. All right. And so because like, that was happening. I was like, and Thanksgiving was coming up. So I was just like, hey, how about we just don't do I don't need a free meal this week. We're not doing anything crazy. Like I don't need a free meal. And then, so we took out the free meal and then knowing that like Thanksgiving's coming up and stuff like that. And just to kind of try to keep like maybe weight stable or whatever. And so I was like, okay, I did that. Well, then I'm supposed to eat these like really high carb days on my glute training days, like a lot of carbs, like 425 grams of carbs. That's a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
Okay. That's also a lot of carbs when you've just been feeling watery and puffy and bloated and digestive system has been weird. So I just feel like there's food in everything is in my stomach. And so I got to the high days and was like, I'm making the executive decision that I'm not doing that. And so I just like didn't take them, and which is like not a big deal, not the end of the world, right? But like I'm admitting this because like I will admit that I don't know if it's really the scale on the number on the scale. That is definitely playing a factor. I'd be an idiot and lying if I didn't say that wasn't playing a factor. Yeah. That definitely is playing the factor. But also like just feeling, and that seeing that number could also change how I think I look and feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like, 100%.
Yeah.
But
It's
also
like a confirmation.
Yeah. And so like there's that, and then like I'm just not feeling great. You just have the weeks. It's just women. We just have the weeks. We're just not feeling great. And so eating that much food just meant I mentally, I could have done it. I was hungry, like starving, but I'm hungry. Like I could have eaten it. I've eaten it all the other weeks, but like mentally there was a block. And I was like, I associated eating that much food with like I'm just going to see the scale go up even more, and I'm just going to feel even more full and shitty. And so I just didn't do it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really even have like a resolution or like a outcome of this, because today I checked in and I'm still waiting for my response, and I let him know, like, hey, mentally I couldn't do it. I just like the number on the scale bothered me, the weight going up, how I'm looking and feeling in my head. And so I just decided I didn't take my high days, and I just kept at my base calories. And so, yeah, I guess I'm just saying all this, like, not perfect, struggle with it too. Yeah. Like, you know, I am pretty tough, mentally tough with the whole scale thing and the gaining body fat and stuff like that. But I'm human and I'm a girl, and like, you know, we just like
this week you're like, I'm listening to my body.
Yeah. I don't know. And so like, yeah, so but I feel like it's also like, I don't know. We'll see what he says. We'll see what the coach says, but,
might change your whole opinion.
Yeah, like we'll see. But like, I don't know. I just kind of was like, it's okay. Like, do I really need those high days? Like 1 week? Yeah. Like, I'm not like, I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. I don't have an outcome. I don't have a resolution. I'm just sitting in the, I don't know. I did that. And
we're waiting.
Yeah. And I'm just waiting. But, maybe he agrees. Maybe he's just like, okay, good call. Or maybe good, you judged how you look and felt. I don't know. Like, you made that decision. You're just like, good call. Or maybe it's a like, hey, did I, that wasn't the protocol. Like Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we struggle as like really, really disciplined athletes.
Yeah.
Is that we are so, no matter what season it is, we're constantly striving for like every single day every single week, it has to be this like perfect plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of where it's like, we have to mentally accept if we're in a life season. I know you're not completely transitioned to that because you're like, very focused on the growing goal, but like that's where it's kind of like it's almost the same thing where it's kind of just like, well,
that's what I want to take a break from.
Intuitively, is that bad? Deal. My weight didn't change. Yeah. Is that bad? Am I
also,
bad?
guys, I'm a little annoyed because I'm a little annoyed. I told you guys earlier.
Yeah.
I ate no free meal. And in those 2 high days, that's 500 calories a day. So it's 1,000 calories total. So no free meal and 1,000 calories less. And my stupid weight doesn't change. Like, what the what? So girl brain over here is like that is stupid.
Well, then I clearly didn't need
like
that.
Clearly I didn't. Anyways, but also I know there's like a lot of other things like the cycling and all that kind of like stuff. Like, but so it's not like ruining my day. None of this is ruining my life. I'm going about my life. I'm doing my thing. But yeah, if I was in a life, like part of me is kind of like, this is an improvement season. I'm not sitting here eating. I'm not asking to eat 1,300 calories. I'm still eating 2,400 calories a day. Like, that's an insane amount of calories.
Yeah.
And so, like, and also if it's 1 week, it's like fine. And like, to me in my head, like this is where in my head, like the whole life season thing, the break from is like, if I make this decision because this is just how I felt that week, I just didn't feel good to force food down my mouth. Yeah. Like, then
I almost want to make an amendment to my thing. I think what I want is I want to be the final decision, the final judge on how I feel and how like whether what I did was okay. So I don't want the scale to tell me if it's okay or not okay. I don't want my coach to tell me it's okay or not okay. I just want to be like, you know what? I felt like eating less or I felt like eating more and I feel good and I'm going to move my body and that's it. And then I don't want to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You mean like a normal person who's not a bodybuilder?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I said. I think I just need to switch brains. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's how like a normal person.
Yeah, because you're happy with it, right? Like you're happy with how you look. Yeah. You're happy. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like you might have maybe like a 10% of a reaction if Drew says, hey, like you shouldn't have done, or like, somehow put some sort of.
I think there'll be a little bit of like guilt of like, oh, maybe. Because part of me went back and forth in my head of like, do I message him and ask, like, say, like, do I say, give him a heads up? But then the other part of me is like, I'm a 34-year-old female that can make this food decision on my own.
Right. And it's not like it's going to mess up your peak because your show's next.
I'm not in prep. I would never.
Yeah.
Yes. If prep is a totally different story, I would never do like anything like that in prep. Yeah. This is a little bit of just like improvement season is that like balance season. And like, and also I'm not doing an extreme. I'm not like, I don't go binge eat one day and then I'm not doing this. I just didn't feel great this week. And I just kind of decided I didn't
But you
want to.
still kept your foods consistent. Still had your normal meals.
Yeah, and honestly, it is my first out of this entire 6-month improvement season, my first time being a little mentally weird with the weight thing. Like, and so maybe I need to explore that. Like, maybe I need to but like,
It's rare. I would call that
but
rarer
it's
than
so
rare.
rare. It's so rare. And again, I didn't let it. It's not like I didn't work that day. It's not like I cried about it. It's not like any of that. Yeah. It's just. It did, yeah. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll update you guys next week. I'll let you know what the reply is. But and see, if like I don't know. But I'm just sharing that, like, yeah, that I like. Those are the kind of like I think things that we face that we like sometimes don't talk about. Like that we're just like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's probably even harder to talk about like that you didn't eat as much because I feel like there's always this like. A lot of times, maybe mostly in women, where it's kind of like, I wish I could eat more. Mm-hmm. And then so you almost like feel guilty to say like, I didn't want to eat. Mm-hmm. Like we're supposed to be always wanting to like be able to eat more.
Yeah, I was the opposite.
It's like, oh, you're so lucky you get to eat more. Like, I'm sure you've even heard that. Of like, you're so lucky you get to eat so many carbs. And so then you almost feel like, if I talk about how like, it's like, oh, well, I just chose not to eat all the carbs that I get to have, like, but you're not being that way. You're at where you are in your life. And it's really good to, I think, share with people that there's like multiple sides.
Yeah, I think it goes both
of
ways.
Processing things and how we feel about things.
Because it does go both ways. Pretty much you're just weren't on plan. Like that's
that's the end. At the end of the day, that's the that's
exactly.
it. Yeah, I wasn't on plan. It doesn't matter how much.
Yeah.
It just
or
wasn't.
What direction?
What direction? It just wasn't on plan.
Yeah.
And usually I'm the person that is like I'm on plan.
Yeah.
And
it's so hard to like.
There's just a little bit of anxiety in your brain because as soon as you. It's a little bit of an identity thing too, because it's like, this is who you are. And then when you deviate from that, your brain is just like,
and then what I do, oh my God, then my brain does this. Then I go, so sorry. I laughed because anyways, let's say I have this deadline and at this deadline next year, I got to make a decision on what direction I'm going. Okay. So when I get to this deadline, if I don't have tie-ins, I'm going to be like, is it because I didn't eat the 425 grams of carbs those 2 days?
God.
Yep.
Now, reality is no. That's so dumb. I'm still in a surplus, but
I think the exact same thing.
But that is like the kind of thing of like it's just the It's like, is that why I didn't grow? But
but it's almost like letting go of it.
You gotta let go.
But it's almost in my brain. It's like this little tally where I know these are my these are the things that could have led to.
But then I flip and I think like, man. Someone listening to this or someone who doesn't listen to this podcast, but if they did listen to me say this, they would roll their eyes and be like, what? These are your problems? Like, it's so small. Like it's such a small kind of dumb thing.
See, we all have to switch with normal people brains. That's what I've decided.
Yeah. Like, you know how I have like house swaps?
Yeah.
You need to do like bodybuilder swap. Oh my God, that would actually be kind of an entertaining thing. Oh yeah. Freaky Friday.
So I live in somebody else's body.
Yeah. Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, she will be a dietitian. Yeah. It's pretty,
yeah, that's my update. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's what I did this week. I'm not like, I feel kind of this week. So like, whatever. But we have those weeks, especially as women. Like our bodies are so like, just annoying.
Yeah, they are annoying.
And annoying. But we need to appreciate them and what they can do.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And so, I don't know. Yeah. And like, I am trying to be a little bit more like kind of like the thing you were saying, is just a little bit more appreciative of like we do still have this great body. Like, it's so like, even like looking at my check-in pictures today, I'm like, I don't like love them, but I think I don't love them because of like how I feel, but they really do look like fine.
That's how I showed you guys my check-in photos and you guys are all both like, aren't you so proud? And and it was hard for me to feel like excited or proud about it because I just knew I felt like I was more off plan than I planned to be.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to have like, at least I was like, I'll have one intuitive day or meal. And I was like, oh, well, there was 3. that feels so like I
And
didn't
it skews how you view yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my like check-ins, like I don't
They
think
look
they could have.
great.
I don't think they could have been better for like.
If someone else looked at my check-ins, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? They look great." And if someone compared them to last week, they look great. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
compared
like,
to last week's, and I was like, "Oh,
what
I
I
actually don't
did-
look much different at all."
That's the thing to focus on. So like what I did when I had those little thoughts, I like sat there. I've had to do this a lot, and I've had to be like you're 6 months post show. I have never in my life looked like this 6 months post show. I have always been way softer, way like the scale just kept ticking up every single week, and like and so I look at, I'm like, okay, appreciate what you've done, where you're at. Like this is wild. Like my comparison to like last improvement seasons to this one is way different. And so it's like I need to focus on that. I need to focus on that. Like the fact that I mean I don't have impressive tie-ins, but you can still see like little like faint just and the fact that you can even still see that on me is like at this weight too is just impressive. It is impressive like that's for awesome. Me like it is, and so I have to like focus on that like,
and nobody else matters if you're impressed with yourself. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and at the end of the day I also tell myself like what problems like this is not this is this
we
is,
could all roll our eyes at our own problems.
yes
It's like that screenshot you sent me like a week ago.
that is my mantra. You guys want me to read it? It's like,
read it.
Okay,
yeah,
hang
pull
on.
it up.
Fill the air while I find. Oh my god, I'm on downtime.
Oh, you're.
I was talking about downtime earlier.
I'll pull it up because
she probably has it in the text. Yeah,
I have
pull
it in our
text. But
in our
it's my
text.
mantra. It's how I'm putting it on, like everything, like just how I view everything.
Yeah, let me see here. Photos. Here it is. Okay, it says your normal day is someone else's dream, so be thankful every day.
So like. I have a really hard time in life in general, not just my body, but like in life in general with that mindset and like always striving for more and just all this stuff and like nothing's ever good enough, right? And so like, but then I think I had a conversation with someone and then I saw that like later. It's so weird how, first of all, so weird. But anyways, I saw that and I had a conversation with someone. I saw that and then just a mix of where I'm at in life, I was like, oh my God, just shut up, Kalia. Just stop being dumb. Like, just, just, I don't know. Like, and then that comes back to like my body too. Like just things like people that come up to us and give us compliments and say things. And I like the fact that like, it like gives me the ick that I like responded to this one girl about like my glutes, like not being good. And I don't know. And I'm like, oh my God, but she like, I don't know. I was her like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I just feel, and so it's like just having to put yourself in those shoes and that perspective. So I'm trying to like do that with everything now. Like,
I think that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Because even just like our health, even when we were getting here and thinking about all the traffic and everything, I was thinking like for that person that's in an accident, you know what I mean? Like we're all complaining about the traffic of getting here, you know what I mean?
And then someone
going
else
through like a life
or an entire family is dealing with a whole other just thing I don't even want to actually think about. Like
or even having like the freedom to sit here for an hour, 2 hours in an evening too.
Hang out with all of our friends.
Like we get to hang, we get to talk, we get to
Yeah.
do this. Like I think it's pretty cool that it's like, because a lot of times there's people who have to work 2 jobs and 3 jobs and work, pull double shifts and stuff just to make it through. And so it's kind of like, kind of nice to just be able to like, to know that we have the freedom to do these things. And
we should start our next couple episodes with like something that we're grateful for, especially with the holiday season and everything.
Oh, I'd love that.
That'd be cute.
That's a great idea.
Cute little holiday.
And we should at least, if someone listens to this episode and makes it this far, please shoot us a message with your one thing that you're grateful for. Because even if we just get one that we can read at the start of the episode with our gratefulness, I'd really appreciate that. Because it would be really cool to just add to it. Because I think it's really important that a lot of our episodes are they're meant to inspire and help others.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to be inspired by your gratitude as well.
Great.
Yeah. I feel like we need it sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think that was a better idea than the sampler, but
I still like my sampler idea. Leave a comment if you like a sampler restaurant where you just get to come and sample everything and not have to choose. And it's not a buffet. It's not a buffet.
You just get to sample all
And then it's like, oh, there should be a high-end buffet. I'm like, what do they have in
Buffets
Vegas?
are gross and disgusting as samplers.
It's like the high-end ones in Vegas that are
That's so, yeah. High-end buffet.
High-end sampler board. It's not a buffet. That's the tagline. It's called the sampler, not a buffet.
Oh my God.
not a buffet.
I just want you to go home and tell Ronnie this one. It's pretty good.
I am. I'm going to go home and tell my whole idea, and I'm going to see how he responds.
Yes.
See if he
It's going to be like
suggests
the
a
bird
buffet.
test.
Yep. That's true.
Should I film
yes.
it?
Yes. You absolutely
I'm gonna send
should.
it to you
Yes.
guys.
Yes. You
Oh my
absolutely
god,
should.
that's so funny.
You absolutely
He's going to,
should.
I'm going to set up my phone. I'm going to do
Yeah,
it. And he's
do it.
going to be like, so a buffet. And I'm going to be like, you're just like Steph.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he has to. He has to. That's funny.
What if he's like all in it on with me? He's like, yeah, we could do this. Because I could see Ronnie doing that. I could see him kind of being like, yeah, we could
getting
do this.
excited?
This is what the menu would be like. And I'm be like, yes, this is why we're together.
Yeah. And then tell him the buffet thing. I
Yeah,
want that
and
on
then he's
camera.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to do it.
Just see his reaction. I just want to see his face go like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to.
That's kind of what happened when she
I
said
now
that
need-
for me.
I
Like,
now need to film this and then once this episode comes out, post it.
Yes. Yes. We need to, link.
Yeah. Link.
that's funny. And he doesn't
okay.
even know.
That's my
I
update.
know.
Yeah.
I think our updates are really good this
Yeah.
last 2 episodes. If you didn't check out our last episode, we did a full update on Steph's shows. And
I had a whole different plan that episode, so we'll see.
It's ever evolving.
Yep, I'm evolving week to week. But we have what questions?
okay, yeah, I think we have a few Q&As that you guys sent in. We love when you guys fill in the question boxes. Because again, I said like the whole point of like this podcast is to relate and inspire and talk about and like share. So we want to share things that you want to hear. So whenever we put up a Q&A box, please, like you don't just have to do one. You can do more than one because we love to connect with you and answer your questions. Yes.
I think this is a good one. We've never been asked this before. Okay. So I've never been asked this. What do you recommend for someone who is in their off season and is sore 24/7 despite recovery and food being high?
Well, I would argue that your recovery is not high if you're 24/7 sore. Like then
Yeah,
you're
maybe
not
they mean
recovering.
doing recovery work. So I would say this. I would say if you're sore 24/7, that's a lot. I'm not. See, I don't want to. I'm not like super knowledgeable and experienced in this, but from my experience, when I've given feedback to coaches, they have asked. These are the questions they've asked: how much are you sleeping? We've looked at training volume. We've looked at how many sets, reps, how much I'm lifting. Like, do we need to dial back? Do we need to remove sets? Do we need to remove reps? Do we need to reduce your volume?
Or even frequency. Like maybe you're working out too many days for that improvement
How
season.
many days a week
Like
are you
you've
work-
done that before where you've gone from like 5 days to 4 days.
Yeah, I'm on 4 right now.
Yeah, and it
And then
helps with
3
your
glute days
recovery.
to 2 glute days. Yep.
It helps with your recovery to have like more time in between those lifts.
Yes.
How much you're moving in your job. Sometimes that can be off.
Yeah, a lot if you're high activity, whether and I can't even be training, but steps and do
lifting
you have high cardio? Are you still doing like a high amount of cardio where you can't recover? So that's the same thing as the moving and steps.
But sometimes they would reduce your cardio because they're not realizing that.
Right.
And what else is high? They said recovery.
And food is high. So I was going to say your food, if you're eating adequate enough food, maybe you need to eat more food. But again, not your coach. Who knows what? My coach, when there was a period I wasn't recovering. I was sore for I had asked, first of all, let me share something. I had never asked or known, what is optimal recovery time? Like if you are sore, like how long is an appropriate amount of time to be sore, right? Because we kind of sometimes all chase like sore being like, we're growing.
It was a hard workout.
You know, it was a hard workout. We did. And that's not necessarily true. I mean, but anyways, I was sore for like 3 to 4 days. Like I would finally maybe kind of recover by the time I had to do my next glute day. And my coach had said like, no, I want you recovered within 24, 36 hours. And then I want a full day of not being sore before your next lift. Like that's how he wanted things. Now maybe coaches have different philosophies, but that's how he wanted things. So because he wanted it that way, that's why we added the really high food days. And so he's like, I want you to eat more on your training days so we speed up recovery and then you recover in that 24, 36 hours. That like literally worked. Like I recover within like 36 hours on the, like, it's like
that's
24,
awesome.
30. Like
Yeah.
I am recovered. Like I'm sore, I'm fatigued, I'm worked, but then like have a day of good and I'm ready to go the next.
So even like if your food is high, maybe adjusting your food. So maybe your average calories are still the same, but you
Yes.
have high days on your more intense training days, like glute or
You
legs.
do that, play with.
That's what I've heard though. 24 to 48 hours is my.
I never knew.
kinda-
I never asked that. I've never even had anyone told me that. I thought I didn't even
If
know.
I'm sore for a third day,
And-
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, I was not recovered. Like I would wake up that next training day and like, oh, I have to train glutes. I'm still kind of like, and like, but which is good. It means I'm working hard. We want that intensity. But that's also why we dialed back my training. So like I said, like reducing training volume, we increased food. I noticed I wasn't drinking as much water. So like, because I was eating so much food, I was having a hard time wanting to drink water. So it was like, you need to stay up, you need to be hydrated. If you're not hydrated, like, so things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like there's probably even things like maybe you're wearing shoes that are throwing your body off too, or something like that like makes it hard for your body to. It's working harder than you think it is because of your balance or something. Or if you're sore 24/7, doesn't mean your muscles sore, or are you like achy because you have like a chronic injury or something? Maybe you need to get your labs done. Maybe you have some like sort of inflammation that's causing you to like feel pain and like things. So there's a lot to like look into with it and like work with your coach on that. I think number one is probably
Tell your coach.
Tell your coach.
Tell your
Yes,
coach.
there you go. Make sure you tell your coach that.
Yes.
And then probably regardless of what it is, having some maybe some like a deload or extra
A
recovery.
deload. That was
That's
the,
a good one,
yeah,
too.
that's a
Yeah,
good
deload
one.
week.
And I think coaches definitely handle deloads differently. So there's no like set way, but
ask your
ask your coach how. But a deload.
Yeah, to like even maybe reset and then like
Because I've done that too when I was feeling run down, and we did a deload week.
yeah,
and
you could be getting sick and
Yeah,
you're just
you
running
could.
your body ragged by not resting.
yeah, so I think that answers that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things to look into. Hopefully that helps.
That was a good
them.
question. We kind of talked about this reverse and dealing with the mind game of gaining weight.
Yeah. A little bit.
We kind of talked about that in our updates, but
Yeah. That's tough because we spend so many months striving for this like ideal shredded look for the stage. And then even peaking looks different than just being shredded, and like you're striving so hard for that one look. It's really hard to see it fade or change.
it's hard.
Yeah.
And so that's even regardless of like you're not that's where I love how you've been approaching things of like you still look good, you still look amazing, you still look great. It's just adjusting your eyes to like realizing that you are a fit and healthy looking person. You're not. That's what I keep having to tell myself anyway. Even though you're not like striving for that very extreme pivotal look for the stage, like I have to just remind myself like I'm still good.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice and work at that
is.
mindset,
It's
and
so
it's
hard.
not going to happen like this. It's probably not even going to happen in the first reverse, the second reverse, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Like it takes so much time of like I think learning to appreciate your body when you've gotten it to that extreme look. And it is just realizing that like choosing to do bodybuilding is an elite thing. It's a very extreme thing, and only probably 0.0001% of the population does it and looks like that. It's not normal. In our world, it's normal because that's what all our friends, like that's what we do. That's what we see.
And we stay in it for such long periods of time too.
Yeah. And so you just have to like realize that like it's not normal. It's an elite thing, and it is healthy and okay to be out of that state. It's what you need to be, that because even us getting, I've had to reframe this in my mind. Even us getting 10, maybe 15 pounds. It does. Everyone's different. So don't put like I don't want anyone to think and put a number on it, because every body is different. Every person is different. What your hormones need are different. But even if you're at that 10 to 15 pound mark away from that elite, like look, that is still such an impressive physique. When you just go walking around, you are still among the like elite fitness people in the world, like in the gyms that you walk in. And so it's still such an impressive thing that to be at that. And so it's just appreciating that. And I think understanding that, and it's hard, but you just have to work at that mindset. And that's where that quote that you read, like, that's like one of those things, if you want to kind of repeat something in your head, I don't know, it's kind of worked for me, of like, you are, even if you put on 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, from that elite look, like, you are still someone's dream body. People are looking at you like,
and no one can take it away from you. Like, you did that this year.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think sitting down with yourself and coming up with a new goal, and then realizing that you spent, let's say, I don't know, 6 months doing these repetitive habits. So in one day, you're not just gonna, you know, be at peace with not doing those habits. But it's, I think, even coming up with new habits that work towards this new goal, because then underlyingly you're still kind of feeding that discipline and feeding that, you know, person that likes to get these things done towards a goal. So that way it's not like, you know, such a major shift, but it's kind of nice to be able to still like be working towards something and saying like, hey, I want to do an intuitive, you know, day this week and that sort of thing. But for me, I think I've always wanted to take a break from the numbers, because for me, the numbers get too like crazy. But just looking over the whole year and knowing that, you know, you achieved this, and now in this off season before your next prep, like what goals do you want to achieve? Like, what things do you want to see from yourself?
and they could be family goals, like they could be, usually when we're reversing and going into an improvement when we're putting on weight again, it's because like we need the energy and the strength to be in an improvement season, to work hard in the gym, to build the muscle. Like, one of my like things is like, I don't want to look the exact same.
Yep.
I mean, unless the judges told me like look the exact same.
Yeah.
But that's probably rare. But like, you don't really want to look the exact same. Usually when you're starting out in the sport, you need to improve, you need to grow, and so like you don't want to come with the same exact physique. You don't want to show up next prep and like, oh, I didn't gain any muscle, I didn't grow muscle.
Yeah.
And so you need that body fat to like put that work in the gym.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple little things you can do to like help with like some habits, or not habits, just little things that like will help you feel more comfortable in like weight gain too, like teaching yourself to not body check constantly too, because that's like, I know in prep it's really fun to look in the mirror and be like, those are my abs, look at those tie-ins, like ooh, look at that vein, like, but having like, you know, your focus being on being more present in other things around your life versus like body checking. And then also wear clothes that fit you, like, because you're comfortable, and when you feel comfortable and good in clothes that fit you, you feel better about yourself, like not too tight, not too baggy, like clothes that fit, clothes that make you feel good. Like, I'll tell you, like, that's something so simple that makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a cute Black Friday gym outfit, and like, but in the size that you are now.
Yep.
And like, it fits well, and so you feel good in it.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody feels good trying to like put on something
Fit in.
small in general.
Yeah.
Stop fighting it and just
Or like having this persona that you need to hide your body, like constantly wearing something super baggy because you have to hide. You don't have to. You look amazing, even not at your stage weight, but you can wear something maybe that has a little more coverage because it just makes you feel more comfortable.
One other thing that I do is I limit the amount of times I can talk about my body, because sometimes I find that I talk to you guys about it, and then I go home and talk to Zach about it, and I'll talk to somebody at work about it. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm just talking about my body.
That's like the body checking
all day long.
That's a good thing to recognize,
right? All day long, because it's different people, but at the same time, I've talked about it, you know, for hours or whatever. And so I try to, at the beginning, obviously, I leave myself free rein, but after like a week or so, I'm like, okay, 3 times today. You can bring it up 3 times. And it's amazing once you pay attention to it, how much you actually bring it up. Yeah. Like, this is my 4th time talking about it. Yeah. Which is not great. It's not great.
Even
That's
like having
good way of,
you know,
have you heard of like the concept of like identity versus role, like the IR role thing? Like, your identity is like, you like tie yourself up into like, I'm this bodybuilder, so I must look this way. But that doesn't really define who you are as a person. Like, and so if you're only talking about that, it's hard for people to see like who you really are too. Yeah. Like even today, like I got introduced to a new team member at work, and I just like felt like someone was going to be like, she's a bodybuilder. Because it's like what everyone has to say, and no one said it today. And I was like, oh, that just felt good. I was just like another colleague, and it felt great because that wasn't my identity now.
Yeah.
like my identity was that I am this account manager coming in for this, like, you know, who has this experience, and I'm experienced in work and I'm professional.
Yeah. I like that.
And so it's cool that I'm a bodybuilder. I'm proud of it,
That's not your
but
identity.
it doesn't need to be my defining identity in everything. That doesn't need to be the first thing that that people know about me when they meet me.
Yeah.
They can find out about that later. Just like, I didn't even know you played piano for like years. And like, you know, it's
funny.
there's stuff to find out about people.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's something
And
like
it's
you
cool
don't
and
just,
exciting to find out stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah. Or like,
Yeah.
it'd be nice, like if I meet this team member in person, like to ask them a question about their hobbies, and then I get to share then because
Yeah.
we're talking about hobbies and it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes we get so caught up in like, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
And then that becomes and like, even like my Instagram is like completely fitness and stuff, which is great. But like, then sometimes it becomes your identity. And I think when we're so wrapped up in that, cause I'm feeling like I'm having to redo my identity. So maybe I'm leaning into this a lot more as like a
Yeah.
personal experience here. But like, I'll never not be an Olympian. I'm an Olympian for the rest of my life now. Like I've achieved that level, but like, I don't need to tie every conversation up in that. I don't need, like, I'm more than that. And you're more than your body. You're more than the weight on the scale. There's so much more to you. And so it's like, kind of like when you're dealing with it, like, think about other things in your life that you're grateful for. Think about other things in your life that are going well.
Yeah. Or that are interesting about you to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like maybe that you didn't get to lean into as much because you were so focused on prep. Like maybe you don't get to play it piano as
Right.
much, you know, in prep.
Too tired.
And so it's like if you had more energy and time, like you get to show that part of you more. Like
Absolutely.
just different things that like could be like exciting, where it's like you don't have to make it as some big new goal setting thing, but like lean into other parts of you, because you're more than just a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of hit me today when they didn't introduce me as a bodybuilder, and I was like, yes, now I'm a professional at what I meant to be. That's my identity here.
Yeah, I like that.
I like
So-
That's really cool.
Yeah, like I'm not hiding it, but I want to be
Which is
known
not all
for
you are, yeah.
being good at my job, and in that I want that to be my first impression in that setting.
Yeah.
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 I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
One last thing to wrap up that question. I think also understanding that, like, I think sometimes when we're in our reverses and we're gaining weight, we can feel like, oh my God, it's only me that's gaining weight. And like everyone's looking at me and everyone's all skinny and looks good and is in prep. But like there's a lot of others that are also reversing with you at the same, like you're not alone. Like there's
Yeah.
like, at that same moment in time, there's hundreds, if not thousands of people that are also in their reverses and their improvement seasons gaining weight too. It's just part of this bodybuilding process. So you're not alone. So maybe seek out the content or the people that are in the same phase as you, so you can relate and not feel alone, and like rather than looking at all the people that are you know, in their prep season. But there's always going to be that. There's always going to be like people that are in prep and people that are in improvement season. So just kind of recognizing you're not alone. Someone's in the same phase as you as well, maybe going through the same thing. So reach out to those people and you know, connect and
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, next question. Managing a weekly free meal and how to go about it. So we actually had a whole episode on free eating, just like a few episodes ago, I think. And like so I think that would be a really good. We
Episode
did
to
like
go
an
watch
entire we did an entire episode on all the different kinds of free eating.
Yeah, it was
But-
called like How Do You Free Eat?
How do you free eat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had flex calories, we had intuitive eating, we had full blown free meals days. So I feel like, I don't know, do we want to address anything
Yeah.
there?
I would say like that because we kind of even talked about it a little bit in our updates. But I would say to go check out that episode because we do go more in depth on it. I think to summarize, it's kind of like everyone does it a little differently, and there's different comfort levels and different mindsets about it.
Yep.
So there's a lot to it.
There's no right or wrong. The internet will make you think
Yeah.
that your choice is the wrong one, and it's not.
Or that you should be doing what someone else is doing,
Yeah,
which
it
is not the case.
Your choice, comfort level. I liked what you
Yes.
said about it's like your comfort level, and it's just what
and
you
that it
decide.
evolves over time.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Things might
Big
be
time.
harder to control initially when you're learning.
Yep.
But you can learn and you can make them a more positive experience, or you can make them less throwing you off.
Yeah. Less daunting, less like
Yeah.
anxiety provoking.
Yeah, because I think we talk a lot about now, because we've spent so much time in the sport to where we've gotten to with free eating now. The reality is that took years.
Yeah.
It didn't even
Yes.
take
So long.
a months, weeks. It took literal years, so many reverses and improvement seasons and preps to get to where we are now. And, we're still
I'm not even at the free
fine-tuning.
meal part. I mean, I can say that you both have had free meals. I have never had a free meal in my plan.
Technically, I haven't yet. Technically, they've only been flex calories, but I did it.
So we're still kind of evolving in that way, because I have flex calories now, and I haven't had flex calories in my plan before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so see, we're still evolving over here.
yeah.
So you're not going to be perfect, and it's a ever evolving thing. But I think like a big takeaway is just like try your hardest not to compare yourself to other people. Like we're all at different journeys and different mental like states of how we handle that and stuff.
And let your coach know what happened.
Yeah, yes. Talk to
that
your
would be
coach.
huge.
Like, well, that's the thing too. If you need help managing your free meal, if you have a coach, reach out to them and say, hey, based on my goals, where I'm at, my rate of progress, just all this stuff, all the data about me. What is the best way to manage this free meal? How should we tackle it
Do
together?
I need more structure? And if you feel like you do, that's fine. Like maybe they have to give you, I think when we talked about on that episode, it was like instead of like a calorie limit or to do more macros, because there was one where we did something like that. So maybe you need more structure in that way. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you guys had an episode on natural versus not natural? I'd love to hear all three of your takes.
And there was another question related to that.
Yeah, it just says natural versus not natural.
Oh, okay.
Pros and cons. So I'll say like I don't think you guys would all agree. I don't think we'll ever have an episode on this topic because my stance is like, we're not experts on PEDs. We're not experts on natural versus not natural. And I truly feel if you don't have a solid knowledge base on this subject, I don't think you should really be going off about it. Like that's a really like a strong subject, and it can be, if you give wrong information, it can be very hurtful and harmful to someone who doesn't know the right questions to ask, doesn't know, the right decisions to make and stuff. So that's my stance, is like I don't think we'll ever do that. It's just not our wheelhouse. And so
I don't think we'll ever talk about it, not because we're like hiding it, because the NPC and the IFBB are untested federations, so we know it's a huge part of the sport, and people do have a lot of questions. But there are a lot more resources out there to do research, and we just know that we're not one of those resources because we don't have that education.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are a lot of resources out there, and I highly recommend, like, even if a coach recommends it, that you do your own research, because it's a huge personal choice if you want to explore the natural versus not natural path. Just because there's a lot of buzz about it today on social media, and a lot about it in our federations. There's a lot of natural federations too that are a lot more popular, and I think that even makes people question things more, because they're like, wait, are people not? And it's like, well, yeah, because I mean it is the NPC and the IFBB, and it's known for that. But it's like there are so many resources out there. And I just recommend people there's places to do research that and make their own choices about it.
A good one I'd recommend would be the Self-Select podcast.
Yep, self-selecting. Self-selecting podcast.
That is a good one.
Yep, that's a really good one.
Corey Hagerman talks about it a lot, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
she talks
almost
about
dedicated
a lot.
to,
yeah, and so that's a really good one if you want to get some information on it, to maybe even be able to come to your coach with questions. But definitely talk to your coach. I wouldn't take things into your own hands. And if there's ever something that that your coach brings up, like, and that you want a second opinion on, it doesn't hurt. Get a second opinion. Go seek out, information. But talk to your coach. Like, that's why you hired your coach, like, to, trust them and have them guide you. And
we talked about this even, like, I think we had a question a long time ago about supplements in general. And we said that we didn't even want to make supplement recommendations because it's so individualized on your body, your personal choice, and your health. Like, nobody even knows, like, what your labs look like. Yeah. So I can't even tell you to take vitamin D because I don't know what your labs look like. I don't know if that is a good thing for you. Yeah. So it's like, and also I'm not a doctor, so I I don't know, even if
Yeah.
I did see your labs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I think like it's similar, like, and even in that regard, like, do you research on what supplements you take or and stuff too? Because I think that's a very similar and just kind of like amount of research of taking your own health into your own hands.
Yeah. I think that there's sometimes a lot of information. Like people just like, oh, I have a podcast, I'm going to just start spewing information. But I think it's good to be careful about what information we put out. And I think our thing here is to like talk about like our journey and like, you know, stuff like that. But, yeah, reality is that the sport involves like it's either there's natural competitors, there's not natural competitors. It is what the sport is. If you're choosing to compete in the NPC IFBB, like that's just a part of it. And so accepting that there's the NPC is doing a really awesome job about adding a lot of other like, you know, natural shows and things like that. So if that's something that's important to you, then compete in those natural shows. Or there's also like other federations too. And
Yeah, I've had a lot of OCB posing clients this year.
Yeah.
It's been kind of cool to see that division, that federation grow. And it's also another reason why like the NPC's even bringing in more divisions like Fit Model,
Yes.
because it just doesn't require the same level of muscularity and conditioning that other divisions. Doesn't mean to say that any of the other divisions require not being natural or that one is natural. It's just there are options.
It's a very
where people's
individual.
physiques are.
Sorry, it's a very individual decision, I think, and
Personal choice, yeah.
we never want to come off like we're putting any judgment on either decision either. It's more that we want everyone to feel.
Yeah, I'm kind of the belief like it doesn't matter.
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't matter at all. We don't walk around like asking people, "Are you natural? Are you not?" You know, it doesn't matter. We all compete in the sport of bodybuilding, and we all choose to the ones that choose whatever federation you're choosing to compete in. You just have an understanding of what those rules and guidelines are, and we just choose to compete. Like this is what it is.
Your own journey.
Your own journey, whatever that looks like. It's yours. Have fun with it, and yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do you.
And do your research.
Yes.
Yeah, so you feel
But-
like you make good choices.
That was our last question.
That was it? That was
Yeah.
all you guys asked us today?
Oh wait, no wait. Steph had one more.
Yeah, it was in the text.
It was
thread.
in the-
post-show blues.
Oh, how do you deal with post-show blues?
I felt
yeah,
like that
it's-
a lot this year too, because like I felt like I was on the I made it to the 2026 like point list. We were doing Sasquatch, and so like my name keeps popping up on the 2026 Olympia qualification posts, you know.
Yeah.
And I get tagged in it occasionally, and like then
Can you
also.
ask for a sub? I'd like to get a sub.
Do you want my
my
can I give you
God,
my
that's
3 points?
Can I
Can I donate them to you?
Can I
Like, they don't
donate?
just vanish. Like,
Yeah.
And
Can I donate my
point transfer?
Yes.
transfer my 3 points to
Oh,
you.
that's
I'll
funny.
take it.
But I'm on the list with, and then the Olympia, like I want, like I'm always step off, and I'm like, what can I do best? And so like then there's so many people who are at the Olympia who went on to keep competing, and then you were in your like little like
And then I stole your suit.
yeah, and she's like, my suit's on stage and I'm not, and it's like that was like such, and then I was like that was like almost like such like a FOMO hard like period of time, and I think a lot of the post show blues also comes from like. You don't have that like drive of I can't mess up because every day I'm going to be at this stage and I'm working my way to the stage. And so I think sometimes there's like a drive that's like adrenaline, and then it just like poof disappears. And so it's hard to deal with sometimes post show.
Do you guys want to know what I'm actually dealing with? I've got two different. I'm the middle one. I've got you going into life season, and that's a thing in my head right now. And then I've got you still competing, and I'm like, I hear your thing, and then I'm like, this life season thing kind of sounds awesome. Maybe I go that route, and then I'm like, but wait, I haven't achieved my goal yet, and maybe I want one more round at that, and I'm in the middle. I'm like this. There's two paths: the step path or the low path, and I'm just kidding.
Like,
That's what I feel like
which
I'm
one
doing.
do I go on?
No, but
Fork in the road.
blues, yeah.
My biggest recommendation is almost like you could take it the conversation we just had on like body weight increasing
Yep.
and like apply the exact same concept.
Yes.
Like lean into the other positive things in your life. Make other goals so that you have something to strive for and you're not just like lost.
Yeah.
Like that's been kind of the big thing for me is like even just like having a reverse diet makes me feel less of the post-show blues because I still have structure. I'm not just like I'm done, bye.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like then I'm lost.
Yeah.
Like I'm still, and I'm also still like leaning leaned into work more too. So I'm like so busy because I'm able to focus on that more. And so it's just like shifting my priorities, keeping structure, keeping going, and living through your friends.
Yeah.
Finding other things to be excited about.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the holidays coming up, getting to spend time with family. I think that in prep, it's very difficult to be balanced. Like I think if someone says that they're balanced during prep, I'm like, something is wrong. I don't think, you know what I mean? But I think, so I think after prep, looking at the parts of your life or the people or whatever that you've kind of, you know, put on the back burner a little bit, like bring those to the forefront, and then it gives you something to kind of channel that energy into. Sleep is a big one.
Yeah, I feel, well, I do this. I look back and go like, oh my God, I don't have to do that much cardio right now. This is amazing. Like, oh, I don't have to get that many steps. Oh, this is amazing. I do that. Oh, I'm not in the gym for like 3 hours. Like, I don't know. I just look at that stuff. I'm like, okay, this actually is nice. Remember when I was complaining about doing that cardio session? Like now I don't have to do it. And so I try to like reframe it in my brain that way. I also look at things like, I don't know, it depends on how long your improvement season or whatever it is phase is going to be, but time goes by fast. And like, if I have like, blues or I miss it, I'm like, I'm going to be back up there soon. That's going to go by so fast. But life is busy.
Except
like,
I'm not feeling that right now.
Oh, well.
And then with her taking me in my training, it was even extra.
Yeah, that's
busy, 'cause
hard.
I was like,
That's tough.
so I don't
too.
have to go to the gym. I have 10K steps to do a day, and that is it. Like there's nothing else to do.
Wait, you didn't update us in your update on like, how is that going? What are you doing?
Honestly,
What are you?
it was harder than I expected the first couple days because I just thought I would just get it. And I was at like 7K, and it was
like get your told.
You're like, wait, I have to try?
yeah.
That's why I keep seeing you at the gym. She's like at the
Yes,
gym, like power walking in her
on
scrubs.
Yeah, because I literally yesterday because I was
Twice
like,
now.
yeah, I was 2,000 short. I'm literally almost 2,000 short, like almost every day.
Honestly, that happened to me. Right
Because you're not at the
post-show.
gym. Like what? Like, yeah.
That honestly happened to me post show, and I literally would have to like, I'd be like done with my day, and I'd be like, oh my God, I have 2,000 or 3,000 steps left, and I just have to walk on my treadmill and like watch TV at night.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I'm not a prep.
Yeah.
What do I have to do this?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not trying to do cardio. I'm just trying to get my steps in.
Yeah. Or like I get mad when there's a slower day at clinic because I am not walking. I'm like, let's go. Let's do
You need to
something.
get a walking pad.
Yes, I have to do that
like
again.
yeah.
Right? Because I have one at the prison, but I don't have one at the other place. But yeah. So it's crazy because I still have to kind of keep my meat up.
I have a like my job is. I said my job is busier, and so I'm at my desk a lot more. And so I have to intentionally go just like stop myself and get 20 minutes on the treadmill.
Yeah, I'm like parking far away from the grocery store. Like,
like even like in the morning, like if I'm just like reading my emails or like my DMs and stuff, like I'll just like get on the treadmill before work or lunch break or right at the end of the day before I
I think
to the
I
gym.
walk for an hour almost every morning.
See,
really?
Yeah.
I'm just I do a slow walk.
Drink my coffee.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
I drink my first cup of coffee while I get ready and do my makeup. Like I usually not today because I had facial, but anyways. And then I drink my second cup of coffee at my treadmill, and I do a slow walk, and I handle everything on my phone and like get my calendar set up. I just get my
stuff set up.
I
have to be better at that because my habit is it's cardio, and so I find myself like I'm walking, but it's almost like my feet are walking faster than the treadmill, if that makes sense. Like so then I end up putting it up, but then I'm like, oh God, my heart rate's at like 145. It's not supposed to be cardio, and I'm like, yeah. It's like
I just do a slow like
thing.
I put on a podcast and then it'll be like an hour, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, everything's been handled, tab, everyone's been replied. I can do my thing. Yeah, anyways, that's what I've been doing. But what happened?
Oh, I'm just
broke
messing.
something.
I didn't break it.
Bikini Besties podcast studio is breaking.
I didn't break it.
But yeah, no, just all I heard was crack.
No, there's just a little plastic brace thing, and I popped it off. It'll just
she's
go
like,
back on.
we're side-eyeing Cody, like, ugh.
Steph's claiming I'm breaking something I didn't break.
Ooh, should we ask the listeners how we should decorate our studio?
Oh yeah, we are.
Ooh.
We had a conversation, our business meeting before this episode.
So businessy.
I just love this.
In our beanbags.
I made it sound official. No, when we were doing our chatting and like putting off
Our
recording,
pre-podcast.
Yes.
we were talking about we're going to kind of update the studio now that we're at a new
We
location.
might let go of the bean bags. We're gonna maybe get some chairs.
Yeah. So, and
How should we decorate? Yeah, got any ideas? Any interior designers out there? Decorators?
chairs. They'll still be comfy.
Low
hopefully.
ones
Yeah.
structure chairs.
I'm watching out for my posture.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah, as I'm sinking, guys, I just had to. I'm sinking. Oh really? Why didn't you tell me I look terrible?
A little floating head.
I'm just
I don't think it's gonna work.
Do I look
Bean
gone?
bag is,
Oh
like,
no,
shifted.
it's
like
gonna
The
look.
bean bag's
migrated.
like over there.
I know. I'm just like.
It's so funny.
We love our comfy vibe hanging with you
Uh.
guys, but we end up sitting here a long time.
Yeah.
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 Need more structure.
We need
Yeah,
more
what-
structure.
We love structure.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks for joining us for another rambling episode of our updates, some Q&A. And yeah, we will catch you soon and happy holidays.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, besties.
Bye.